Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jordan from J.A.R. Gaming, and let's just get right into it. Today I'm playing a game that many of you should recognize, or might recognize. It's called Crash Team Racing. It's about basically the Crash Bandicoot characters racing. It's a great game. I advise you check it out. It's on the PlayStation Store. Now, aside from all that, here's the point. There's something that's been bothering me lately, and I just had to talk about it. It's the state of video games. What is the state of video games? It's basically the time period we're living in. It's all about what we see on TV, or what the TV tells us we should be doing, basically. And that also goes the same for video games. Unfortunately, well, actually, maybe for a lot of people, this may be a good or bad thing, give or take, but recently Titanfall came out with its beta, and I have been getting mixed reviews and mixed reactions about it. Here's my opinion. Unfortunately, I can't really give an opinion because I have never played the beta myself. So this is not necessarily about the game, but when I think about it, on the surface, what is Titanfall? It's a game that you pilot these mech suits and you go around shooting each other, and it's basically like Call of Duty except for the spin. And that's cool and all, but so what's the actual game about? Nobody really knows. What are they fighting? Nobody knows. And this brings me to one thing I just had to make clear. Mainstream gaming is not cool. It's just not, because games nowadays are just not as good as they used to be. Maybe I'm old school, and that's kind of bad that I'm saying I'm old school because I'm only 19 years old. So if I have to say that, then there's a problem. Games are just not as good as they used to be. Now, here are some nostalgia games that just, in my opinion, are probably some of the best. It's let me think. Ape Escape, Street Fighter 2 from Super Nintendo, Street Fighter Alpha 3. Now, I was playing that game just a few weeks ago on the PlayStation 2, and I sometimes forget that Street Fighter Alpha 3 was actually a PlayStation game. That game is so good. It is probably, in my opinion, one of the best arcade fighters of its time. Actually, of all time. It's one of those games that just never ages. And I don't know if many of you remember this. It's called Medieval. It was also for PlayStation 1. Great game. One of the best of all time. It's just games like that. It was just pure gaming, because it wasn't all about multiplayer. It wasn't all about rank or anything like that. It was just some good games that made me look forward to going home from school and playing, because they were just that good. And as time went on, games evolved, they changed. Some of them, they got better and they got worse. But and I think between the years of 2002 to 2007, I would have to say, was the height of gaming. Because the PlayStation 2, when I got it, or when it first came out, I got it when it first came out, but it was, I would say that was probably my favorite era to play video games, with the PlayStation 2. I never got an Xbox because I knew, for some reason as a kid, I could tell the Xbox wasn't going to last long. But some really good games I think people slept on for PlayStation 2 was Into the Matrix. It was a game based off the movie, the second movie of the Matrix, and I don't care what anybody says, I think that's a great game. Okay, some parts it may seem a little cheesy, but I'm telling you that is probably one of the best games I have ever played. I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. It's just fun, and it follows the movie very closely. Also, Freestyle is about it. Some crazy people riding motorcycles. Some of you might remember that. I'm talking to a different demographic here, I guess. And also Sly Cooper. And side note, I have to put this out here too. If you haven't checked it out, if you have never heard of it, I highly advise, I don't care if you get your hands on the game itself, but please check out this game called Shenmue. It's for Dreamcast, and I will go on record saying this, it is probably the best game of all time. I've heard other people talking about it, and it just astounds me that other people know about this game, because I think the games that we enjoy today, like Grand Theft Auto, Saints Row, different other platformers, basically, they got their ideas from this game. It was the first game of its time that allowed you to free roam around the city, ride bikes, play arcade games, and avenge your fallen father. It's a pretty great game. Please buy it on eBay, buy it on Amazon, find it, do something, and play this game. It's awesome. But that's pretty much all I want to talk about today, guys. The moral of the story is, don't accept any kind of thing that just comes out of the developer studio, aka Betafield 4. That's something I don't even need to discuss right now. So I'm not. So if you like this video, go ahead, rate, comment, subscribe, like, all of that stuff. Stay tuned for my next video. I'll be coming out with the Sly Cooper Thieves in Time review, and I'll also be coming out with the top 10 list of the best games of the 7th generation, in my opinion, of course. You don't have to agree. But yeah, anyway, see you guys next time.